Hello, yogis out there. It's day 6, I'm pretty sure. It's a Sunday. As if we didn't have enough else going on, it's March and it's snowing outside. Yay! No, well, I mean, it's good. I still got outside. It was peaceful. Hopefully, you were able to get outside and get a walk. Today, we're going to work on balance because, well, balance is hard for most of us all of the time, right? We've got work family balance, we've got physical balance. Balancing our needs and wants. And right now, balance is probably like out the window. So we're trying our best. Because it is a snowy and or rainy day, depending on where you are or when you watch this, give yourself a break if your balance isn't the best. Weather kind of affects your inner ears and your balance. All right, so we're going to do tree pose. Tree pose, we begin with your feet are a mountain. So coming back to base of your big toe, base of your little toe, inner heel and outer heel, and you've got to stand strong. Currently I'm on carpet, which is actually a terrible place to stand and balance. So if you have a hard surface like a hardwood floor or tile, or your deck, it's too cold to be outside today, go out there and get a nice firm surface. It's a little bit harder to balance on carpet with padding. We'll start with your standing on your left foot first, and then you have options for where to bring that right foot. If standing balance poses are really challenging for you, you're going to keep your toes to the mat with your heel more towards your ankle. You need some flexibility in your foot in order to keep those toes down. Hopefully this works out. Your knee is roughly 90 degrees turned out. Those of you who've been practicing a little bit longer or whose standing balance is a little bit stronger, you're going to start coming up to right around your knee, above or below. It can be on your knee, but it's not perfect. It's not ideal to do that just because you're putting a lot of pressure on your joint. You can take it, but if you can avoid it, do. And then those of you who've been practicing for a long time, if you want to come all the way up, go for it. Again, it needs to be comfortable for your joints. Is your knee comfortable? If it's not a perfect 90 degrees, don't sweat it. It's not about that. All right, again, carpet's really hard to balance on. Hands start at Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Drop your shoulder blades, lift your collarbones up. And then you want to find a spot to look at, preferably a spot on the floor several feet in front of you or on the wall out in front of you. If your eyes are all over the place, you're more likely to fall over. Remember though, it's okay if you lose your balance. Just drop your foot down. Don't overthink it. So we stay here for a moment or two. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, your hands come around and overhead. Now you're going to do your best to drop your shoulder blades low and let your thumbs come backward. Fingertips extend up. All right. With an exhale, your palms will come together and drop to the crown of your head. Try to send your elbows out wide. By sending your elbows wide, it helps your shoulder blades stay low. Inhale, we lift. And on an exhale, hands come down, around, and back to heart center. Release your hands, release your legs. Your standing legs should get tired. So if it gets tired, go ahead and give it a few turns. Flex your ankles, bend your knee. If you need to bend in between, go for it. And then you do your second side. So your right foot, your standing foot, again, really strong. Base of your big toe, base of your little toe, inner and outer heel. You're trying to keep your shoulder and hip in line with that knee and that ankle. If you kick your hip out too far, you're more likely to lose your balance. So finding, again, don't think that you have to be exactly the same on both sides. One leg might be stronger than the other. One hip may be a little more forgiving about going out 90 degrees than the other. So finding what works for you on height. And then you find your heart center. You find your spot to look at. Right now I'm staring at my daughter. Find one thing to stare at. All right, with your inhale, hands down and around and overhead. Drop your shoulder blades, splay your fingers, let your thumbs come backward. Really, in your peripheral, you should only barely be able to see your arms if that works. Now, I know for some of us with shoulder issues, that won't happen. With an exhale, palms together and down to your crown. Again, we're trying to send your elbows out wide, trying to keep your shoulder blades low and your collarbones turned up. You're going to have to engage in those lower abdominal muscles in order to find your balance. With your breath in, we lift. And with your exhale, we come down and around and back to your heart center. Releasing your hands, releasing your legs. Again, your legs should get tired. You might want to give those ankles a few turns. Another good balance pose to do, it's good for balance and it's good for our shoulders, is eagle pose. So we're going to do eagle pose today too. So when you begin for eagle, feet are in mountain pose, hips underneath your heels, or hips over heels, sorry. When you're ready, breathing in, you bring your arms up, palms are up. I'm gonna bring my right arm in first and my left arm is gonna come on top. And you try to wrap around. For a lot of students with shoulder issues, they're not gonna quite reach hands. That's okay. It's okay if you look like this. It's okay if you look like this. It's okay if you don't quite touch. Do what works for you. My hands come together and then I'm gonna drop my elbows down. And by dropping my elbows down, I'm really splaying that space, making a little more room between my shoulder blades. All right, so your arms are in your eagle twist. When you're ready with your exhale, it's like you're sitting in a chair, only there's a really mean person behind you trying to take that chair away from you. And so you can't quite find the seat. You keep dropping lower and lower looking for it. It's not there. And you're welcome to stay here in sort of a chair pose. If you'd like to make your legs come into the eagle twist as well, you're gonna take, it's a little harder on carpet, that left leg and wrap it around nice and tight. And you're dropping down low. When you're ready, as you breathe in, uncross your legs. You come into that low chair. Next inhale, you're up. You unwind your arms. And you're gonna be tight through those traps. So give those shoulders a few rotations backward, maybe a few forward. It's okay if you hear some pop, pop, pops. Just stay on your joints. All right, breathing in. Arms are up. Left arm's gonna come in first. Then your right arm wrapping around. Again, one arm might just be a little more forgiving than the other. You might have an easier time wrapping than the other. Elbows drop down. All right, when you're ready, breathing out, dropping into that chair that's really not there. Drop and drop and drop. And then again, you can see about wrapping your right leg around. And if you can't remember which arm and leg to wrap, you can do opposites or you can do them on the same side. It's whatever's easier for you to remember, really. Inhaling, unwind those feet. Breathing in, we're up. Unwind your arms. Again, you can do great big strokes backward. Your shoulders do get a little tight with that one. It's okay. It also helps open them up. Yep, rolling back and down, just like my camera person just did. Fabulous. All right. I hope you're all taking care of each other, that you're staying healthy, that you're staying a good 6 feet away. We could elbow bump if I could see you. I'd love to give you all a hug, but I can't. Until we can meet again, friends. Namaste.